my secrets that I love my so send me off to bed forever. Make sure they play my theme song. I guess there's just a lot to do. Just get me to New Orleans and paint the shadow. Wow, it says here that a premium account on X is required to create live broadcasts. How about that? All right. Okay. Good afternoon. It's here. Like 4 o'clock my afternoon, right? I'm going to focus today the best I can at sharing the Eros plan. Okay. But before I do that, those who know me, who've seen this, know that I like to share art. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. All right. So people ask me, why, Chiz, why Eros? Right. And I'm like, here, right down here. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if people, if this is Eros. This is the TitanX totem right here. Okay. This is TitanX totem. It's next to two others. I carved the Eros in. It doesn't go away. It's unkillable. It's art. It's protected. Eros is protected, which is why I was open to this guy. So here's how Eros shows up right here in the art. This is a variation of the original carving. TitanX totem. This is a carving called Matisse woman. Or it's a Matisse Rasta woman. And that, but this is Eros again. So why Eros? Just because I carved it. I'm free. I get to do shit like that. Pardon the language. Okay, I'm free. Oh, again, Eros on fire, right? Eros is on fire. So I don't know if you can see this, but so that's the first reason, is that there's a narrative here. There's a story that I like. And there's also a guy, his name is Peter, who's been schooling me, right? And this whole thing, Chiz on Chain, is about education. The best way for me to teach is to learn. You learn first, you master something over time, and then you can share it. The other thing is, what I like to do as an educator, as an artist and an educator, I like to go deep into a subject, learn it broadly, and then start teaching it, which is what I've done with Eros. And so, little shout out to two of my teachers. Peter, you're going to hear from him, not in person. Okay. He's still a mystery. I hear his voice every day now because I've committed to learning his vision, his strategy, and then starting to share it, because it's not really his. He's given it to a community, to the TitanX crew who's still here. And so shout out to Peter for being a workhorse, a teacher. He got a lot of FUD in reaction, right? People was like, stop spamming. Who is this guy, right? Well, you got to sort of see through, the volume into the nuggets. So shout out to Peter. I'm gonna share one of the audios that he has sent me, and that he and I are in a dialogue about. Right. Also, shout out to Rich Landon, another workhorse, right, who's really schooling me. Rich is experienced at both as a builder and as an investor, and in setting up LP webs, right? And so, like, I'm really learning a lot, and so I'm going to be sharing it and talking about where Eros and the TitanX migration of value to Pulsechain fits into my larger crypto thinking. It's a small piece, right? So let me move on. Oh, let me add Zara. Shout out to Rain Man for delivering some of this beautiful art. This is Zara on the bridge from Ethereum, TitanX value in the form of Lotus, Eden, TitanX, DragonX, Ascend, right? Today, I bought some Ascend and bridged it over. Why? Why am I doing that? Am I crazy? Well, we'll see. So I'm going to remove that. Now I want to share something before you hear Peter's voice, which is what I hear. Let's see who's here. Rich, right on. And Erwin, right on. That's enough. That's all we need. This is the crew. A quickie on the concept. It's this idea of how we're building out the Eros liquidity web. And if you see, Eros is up top here. So let's start it at TitanX. TitanX is the focus of our ecosystem, right? I have been carving TitanX totems for 18 months, I think now. Have been invested from day one, and it's a good percentage of my crypto investments. So TitanX is right here at the center. And TitanX is a leverage play on Ethereum. So on the Ethereum blockchain, TitanX is paired with Ethereum. So TitanX is a leverage play on Ethereum, on the Ethereum blockchain. When we do what we're doing, which is value transfer from Ethereum to Pulsechain, when we do that, the pairings change a little bit because, and this is the base pairing, just like on Ethereum blockchain, Ethereum is the base pairing in the web of liquidity, which is asset capital, right, in these pools, right? So when we bridge TitanX from Ethereum over to Pulsechain, we start pairing with PLS, which is the gas token on Pulsechain. It's the equivalent of Ethereum. It is Richard Hart's leverage play on Ethereum, right? And so when we bridge over TitanX and DragonX and other core assets in our ecosystem, we first pair them. And this is one of the things that Peter was telling me, but Rich really got through by demonstrating how you do it, how you bridge over and you pair with the base assets. And so in this case, we're starting with PLS, which is Pulsechain. And then once we build some web and depth in the pools between TitanX and the base assets, that's when we can start to build the pools between TitanX and what you may not be able to see here. We have Helios and Volt and DragonX and Inferno and Lotus and Eden and Ascendant and AWX. Any bot built on TitanX protocol, conceivably, other than the Omnichain ones, the X28 ones, which we don't think Pulsechain is optimized yet for Omnichain, but this is sort of a multi-chain version using the existing infrastructure to build on TitanX assets over to Pulsechain and pairing in the web with TitanX first, right? And so that's what we're doing now. And then eventually one of the end games is Eros. And we'll talk about where Eros came from, what it is. In essence, Eros is a PTGC clone, right? I'll be sharing a lot more about PTGC tech, as well as how Eros is similar and different from PTGC. At essence, It's a fee token that charges 5% membership basically to get into and out of the asset. So all buys and sells and transfers, people call it a tax, but it's a fee. And it feeds the fee sharing system that is the Eros protocol and that is the PTGC protocol. So Eros lives on the blockchain. It's not going away. It was abandoned by the original team and we have reclaimed it. We're using the code. We're using the protocol. This is true DeFi. And it's a community initiated effort. Okay, so that's the tree. It's not beautiful, but that was, I think Peter made that to sort of explain to me and to others like what the hell he was talking about. Let me remove that and let me show you this. Now I intentionally made this light. Like I don't want you to hold on to anyone to hold on. This is my take on the Eros plan. This first step is bridge TitanX value to Pulsechain. Why? Okay, I can hardly read what I wrote here. That's intentional as an educator, right? I want to, and I'm thinking people may actually look at this at some point. I want people to lean in to say, all right, well, why? Why bridge TitanX to Pulsechain? Who is this guy? Why is he saying it? Okay. Number one, less sellers on Ethereum. Right now, we're near the bottom in the TitanX ecosystem. We have a lot of sellers, okay? TitanX and all the bot coins that build on TitanX are like Ethereum, like the rest of the altcoin market, hitting bottoms, right? We as an ecosystem have, in my opinion, overinflated. And we've hit a deep bottom. We're probably bottoming out and ready to take off. So it's not that this is over. This is like, these are all bottom signals. But it's important for the bull run to get sellers out. Sort of the market maker strategy is shake people out, shake people out, shake people out. We're like, no, we're staying here. We're not getting shaken out. Some of our value, though, we're going to bridge. We're going to bridge. I'd probably bridge 10%, or I intend to bridge 10% of my TitanX value onto Pulsechain. Not to put it at risk, but to put it into pairs, into pairings with Pulse and Bear and any other asset that I think is going to do well in the Pulsechain bull run. Okay, so less sellers on Ethereum, more scarcity on Ethereum. My assets, our assets that we're bridging over aren't going away. We can always bridge them back. We can pull them out of LP. Personally, I'm not worried about impermanent loss because I'm thinking longer term. I'm thinking 3, 6, 9, 12 months, more maybe in an LP. It depends on how healthy it is, depends on how much passive income we are getting here, right? So the thing is that we're getting sellers off of Ethereum. We're bringing value onto Pulsechain. Why else? Oh, yes. Basically, this is a leverage play on Jake and Maria, the Atropa dev. Whether or not you like or trust, it's not about that. It's the liquidity webs that Jake has built, that Maria has built around Atropa, and that Richard Hart has built and is building. So the Eros plan, why bridge TitanX? It's a leverage on Jake's $10 million of Ethereum that probably will be deployed at some point, plus the $30 million that the Atropa devs have said that they're going to redeploy. I don't know if they are. We'll see. We'll see how Jake deploys our capital. We'll see how Maria and the Atropa devs deploy their capital. And we'll see actually how Richard Hart deploys, and this is my dog. We'll see how Richard Hart deploys our capital as I was an initial sacrificer into Pulsechain, right? So these are the three devs that I'm starting to say, maybe it's time not just to get a leverage play on Ethereum and Jake and what we have going on in TitanX, but at least for a small percentage, what Somi calls a lottery ticket, right? A lottery ticket on with my assets from TitanX put onto Pulsechain in healthy liquidity webs. Okay, so that's why I'm doing it. It's smart for me, and I haven't even got to Eros, the tip of the sword. Everyone's like Eros, whatever. I'm like, we're not there yet. First, I'm bridging TitanX assets to Pulsechain, and I'm chilling out. I'm sitting there with them and deciding what I want to do next. And what this says is it's the TitanX ethos of LP pairing. And that means on Ethereum, TitanX and Ethereum is the base pair, right? Hunka, chill. That's my pup. Gifferware, right on. Support Chiz, man. Right on. So, why? Oh, right. So on Ethereum, the base pair is TitanX Ethereum. Pretty deep pool, right? People are worried about LP over there because it feels like we may be stuck there, but we're not. There's X28 that's bringing value through OmniChain to Base and to Sonic and to others. And then there's the Richard Hart bridge that we're using to bring our value over to Pulsechain. Okay. So basically, and this is one of the things that Rich has really been doing the last period of time, we have built a workhorse culture. There's only a few of us. There's a number of people that have been probably buying Eros, right? Quietly buying Eros, but there's only a few of us who actually, which is good. It's Peter, it's Rich, it's Rainman, and a few others who have building out the web so that then we can build in or fill in the assets. And where we're at right now is building some thicker liquidity between TitanX, DragonX, and PulseX and the core assets, right? And then next we'll be building out LPs with TitanX and the build on TitanX. And so things like DragonX and Ascendant, right? We made a DragonX Ascendant pair. I bridged over. I bought some Ascendant today. I love Ascendant, but I hold it all in NFTs. I used a small piece of my DragonX to buy some Ascendant, even with slippage, and then bridge it over with TitanX. I mean, with the DragonX and put it in LP. Why? Because I want to. I'm free to do it, and I think it's going to be a good play because I think Pulsechain is going to explode. We're at a bottom. So, and Pulsechain, I'll come back to why I think Pulsechain, even though the user experience isn't great, it's an MVP. It's a minimally viable project. Richard Hart, who's the builder there, is holding a lot of assets, and I'm hoping that they get invested wisely, right? He's had legal troubles. Just recently, Pulsechain is free from regulatory oversight in the US. You know how big that is? You know how huge a signal that is, right? And so I need more signals, but this is speculation, right? It's speculation, and I am very confident that that Ethereum is coming back, and not only that, but Pulsechain is going to pump hard. So okay, so first bridge TitanX to Pulsechain. All right, I'm 20 minutes in. I'm going a little longer. It's all good. I do want to stop talking. After I do this, I'm going to listen. I'm going to share a little Peter because he's funny and fun and provocative and controversial, right? I like it. Its controversy is needed for innovation. You can't have innovation and exponential growth if you're just sitting in your shell, doing whatever we do as a user investor or a builder. If you're sitting in your shell, like, we're not going to blow it up, okay? Which is why I'm doing this. So the Eros LPs are the tip of the sword. Now, this is Peter's idea. It's not my idea. I didn't know this. He's way more experienced in crypto, and building LPs and pumping coins and investing in technology, way more experienced than I am and most of us are. That doesn't make him right, but he's someone that I'm choosing to learn from, right? Every day. I have a few hours now in the morning where I'm making art and thinking about, how do I do this? And it's not just this. This is like one piece. So my dog is freaking. So basically, I'm not even going to go into the Eros LPs or the tip of the sword. Suffice it to say, it will follow the LP web that we're building out. And Eros is a cap supply. It's a very misunderstood protocol, totally misunderstood. The market cap is misunderstood. The where supply is, what the protocol does, it's very misunderstood. So I'm going to teach about that. But before I do that, I want to have us listen to Peter, to our friend Peter. Okay. Now, I just want to tell you, I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, I'm going to remove this. Yeah, this is freaking crypto, man. Crypto is weird, right? And in order to be in the DeFi jungle and really thrive, we really have to learn who we listen to and who we tune out, right? And so I have a keen sense of listening and hearing through the facade. Now, I've been hoodwinked before, but because I'm very discerning. So I'm going to play one of Peter's. Where the hell is it? I'm going to find it. All right. All right. All right. Here it is. All right. It's in a part of it's in Telegram, which is weird. All right. Hunka, chill out, man. Okay. This is provocative. I don't even know if you're going to hear it, but this is me asking Peter, because I'm doing this because Peter encouraged me to, honestly. At first, I didn't want to, but then he convinced me it was a good idea. And then he said, oh, by the way, Chiz, like, in the beginning, people aren't going to come to your thing. Don't worry about it. Just put it out there. People will come back. He said, you really need to get on other people's live streams, especially those Pulsechain people. And so that's part of what I'll be doing, is getting on to the Pulsechain streamer, thing, just saying, hey, can I talk for 10 minutes about our Eros plan and why we love Pulsechain and how we're bridging value over and how we can collaborate, right? So I'm going to do that. And so this is me asking Peter about these interviews. Before I said yes to streaming myself, I had to screen it. So here's Peter answering my question, like, what do I say?
You're not there to answer questions. Fuck their questions. You're there to tell them what is.
Fuck their questions.
This is why I'm focusing on making LP and having that bling reward. It's a community building action. We're already seeing in the other telegrams when we say we've moved volume, we've moved LP of TitanX ecosystem coins to Pulsechain. And the instant question is, well, how much volume are you getting? How much traffic? These type of things. We moved them yesterday, and even the TitanX ecosystem coins on Ethereum aren't getting any traffic. So the expectations are unrealistic. And it comes back to this, that we're doing work and others would rather put you down than add to your work. It's a funny circumstance that crypto had trapped.
Yeah. So what he says is we're doing work and other people would prefer to put you down. Right. And that's true. It's amazing. Ever since I started doing this, I like people and, people like, so it's really interesting. So either you can choose to ignore people like this who show up in life. Like this guy showed up. He said, "Hey, Chiz, what do you think of this?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm open to the possibility. I like Pulsechain. I've got Eros."
That's weak people because they got into it because they didn't have to do anything, which is fine. But there's certain parts of the market, there's a timing event when you should go fully into work. The ROI on your gains of potentially making millions is now, where I could sort of tolerate people not doing anything in the past because there's nothing they could do to affect anything. But now it's massive effects. Everyone working in unison leverages your 10x to 100x, your 100x to 1000x. So creating LP, showing off bling is a community building.
That was the wrong one. That was good too. This is Eros
You're not
interviews.
there to answer questions. Fuck their questions. You're there to tell them what is.
This is the one I wanted
This
to
is
share.
why I'm focusing on making LP and having that bling reward. It's a community building action. We're already seeing.
Okay. It's all good.
You're not there to answer questions.
Oh,
Fuck
okay.
their questions. You're there to tell them what is.
See, that's why I like this guy, is because even though people don't trust him, you don't have to trust people. This isn't about trust. It's not about trusting me either, by the way. This is about on-chain finance. This is about looking on the blockchain. This is about individuals and collectives taking action on the blockchain, right? You can see what's happening on the blockchain. Hold on. I'm trying to get this one because it's provocative and I like it because
This is why I'm focusing on making LP and having.
It's not the one, man. Okay. I think I'll be able to find it.
You're not there to answer questions. Fuck their questions. You're there to tell them what is. I seriously think this round of crypto.
Why is this not working, friends? Sup, Titan. Shrey is here. Hey, Shrey, I'm trying to get one of Peter's provocative audios up. What's up, man? What's up, Titans? We've got all we need right here, but hold on. This is, I'm trying to get this done. This is like really bad delivery, but I don't really care. All right. So Eros Revival audio. Okay. Unpin that, cancel it. Okay. Let's see. Eros interviews.
You're not there to answer questions. Fuck their questions.
I keep on replaying that because I think it's hilarious, but that's not what I want to play. I think it's funny, but I don't want to play that. Why am I struggling here? Okay. All right. Let me start over. Anyway, so this is my life, my friends, my dogs.
You're not there to answer questions.
Peter, shut up, man. I know I'm not there to answer questions. This is such a good one, and I'm really pissed at myself that I can't put it together. So, all right, maybe I'll do it next time. Maybe it's enough. This is a sign that, hey, Chiz, Trey, interesting. What's Peter saying today? Hilarious it is. All right, I'm going to say I'm just going to share, because I can't seem to pull this up. What is Peter saying today? Let's see. Some of these are provocative, man. I can't really share them.
Yeah, hi guys. I think the best way to spot the next workhorse or participant.
Oh, no, we don't want to do that. That's the workhorse culture. I do want to be really transparent about what I'm doing, though, which is listening to Peter and then collaborating with the people that I know to move value from TitanX from Ethereum over to Pulsechain. So that's the essence. But I did want to share this one thing. I'm going to work at it. Even if I lose everything, Shrey's up. Hilarious. Yeah, man. What's up, Shrey? My dog is bugging. People are still here, so that's good. I've got at least 3 people. I really want to share this before I check out. And this is absurd that I can't do it. And I'm really sorry that my dog is freaking. Everyone's freaking on me, but it's all good. Jesus. Eros revival. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I could do this. So this is weak. Here, let me show you art. That's Eros on fire. Okay, here it is. Okay, come on.
You're not there to answer questions. Fuck their questions. You're there to tell them what is. This is why I'm focusing on making the useful data there about the trading bots, like the ARB bots, arbitration
This is
bots.
teaching.
Market
This is good.
Equivalent bots.
It's not what I wanted to share, but it's about the ARB bots.
Pools of one coin like Eros, and they're looking at it going, okay, the average price is $1 million. If one pool, like Teddy Bear pool, goes up higher, right, then it starts to sell Eros out of there and buy Eros from other pools that are lagging. These bots arbitrate price. They market cap equivalence. They keep it at equivalence. Then there's other bots designed by people. So these coders, they code and they have their own logic and strategy of going into coins because something unusual happened. So I wouldn't say that we're doing it on purpose. That's part of what we do by accident. We just get lucky because we're doing something weird, like pushing coins to the bridge, because the bridge is not really a bridge. Nothing goes across the bridge. It goes to a wallet owned by the bridge, and on the other side, something's created. So there's no transfer. So, but when Ethereum bridge address is sent all these TitanX coins randomly, that will trigger market cap trading bots for sure. And it's very likely that's going to happen. It's very likely the green that we're getting now and again is us triggering market bots. Why not? I'll take the credit. But it's incidental, accidental. We're not aiming at a certain bot. We're just doing a weird action. That's depleting supply, because these bots are written on logic. They're logical. If they know that these coins are going to the bridge address, they know supply is coming off the market. They know that means something's more rare. They know that means they should buy this rare thing. It's in logic. People code these things logically. And then we arrive over on the Pulsechain side, freshly created, and we're making a lot of LP. So there's bots on Pulsechain. Now, Pulsechain is a lot smaller than Ethereum. So whoever is on Pulsechain coding these type of trading bots probably has bots looking at us going, why are these coins coming in on the bridge from Ethereum? And they're doing some sort of pooling with TitanX and DragonX and Bear. That seems to be the main ones. Yeah. And then, Rich has been doing it, and we need more people to do it. Right. But the bots over on the trading bots over there will start to go, what's going on? And they will trigger the ARB bots to go, oh, I need to get some of this, because you can't market arbitration unless you own some of the coin. These bots become owners of the coin. They have to buy it. So the more bots we activate, the better that they can arbitrate, because we're a 5% tax coin. Perfect. But they're false buyers. If we do unusual activity, the arbitration bots buy, the trading bots buy, hoping it's safety, weird activity. And then when you see green, humans buy. Then humans come in and go, okay, TitanX is over here on Pulsechain, and hang on, it's going green over on Ethereum, because we triggered bots over there. And now we're triggering bots on Pulsechain, and the humans are going, hey, I like green. I haven't seen green for a while. So it's interesting knowledge to know. In regards to what Jake needs for Shogun, do you know what Jake needs to do? And I think he's being very.
So this is him speculating about Shogun. It's probably controversial. He's saying what Jake should do, and maybe he is doing.
Tricky here. I think he is forcing people out of the market, and he's allowing the price to go down on it while he scoops up every part of auction there is. Every day in the auction, he's getting 100% of it. He is overpaying, but he's paying the money that people gave him, the X28 they gave him. You know, when they formed the X28 bridge, he got all that to do as he wishes. And then when he made Shogun and took in the X28 and all the stakes, he took in staking and then took in X28, he made a massive pool. He can manage that. He's got admin keys for all that money you could call the X28 money. The TitanX and X28 that went in, he can do what he wishes to it. And I think what he's doing is he's putting it in the auction, overpaying to make sure he gets all the supply. I think he wants all the supply because he wants to open up all the bridges soon. He might open Sonic, he might open, so Base is open. I guess Sonic is next. What's another one? I don't know. He'll open 2 or 3 or 4. And then he might release Shogun as the main coin. He might not, because it's X28 Shogun, right? TitanX is not over, it's X28 Shogun. So suddenly he'll open 4 or 5 bridges and then say to all the developers, go for it. And these 4 to 5 bridges, well these are just platforms, right? Arbitrum, Sonic, what am I missing? Not Base, what's another one? Binance Chain. Yeah, Binance Chain will probably open. And instantly there, he will have Shogun and X28 with a fairly large pool. I'd say what he's developing is a multi-chain, omni-chain market cap equivalence bot. And he will run it. He'll make profit off it. Unless the profit from it burns fees or something. It's the only reason people do market cap arbitration is they make money. You know, even on what we're doing with Eros, the only reason a market cap equivalence bot does the trade is because it makes more than the 5% tax. It knows about the 5% tax. If it sees a 6 or 7% difference, price difference, it will take it, even if it just earns $1. Because it goes, I'll take that $1. Because it can do the math of 5% plus fees to do the work, plus the $1. I'll take that $1. And so Jake's doing that not just within Pulsechain, but within Ethereum, Binance, Base, Sonic is my guess. And he's making an arbitrage market cap equivalent bot to trade over all of them. Now, what might be interesting is once he does the Shogun X28 equivalence bot, he might then open that bot up for other customers, like for Ethereum, for other coins to go over X28. He might open up to more than just TitanX, as an example. You know, he might say to any Ethereum coin, you can transfer over using the Pulsar tech, basically. It reminds me, on Gifford. He's reading everything. You know, he just has nothing to say. I have the opinion that he mainly wants to just maybe design or build something or come up with a plan first. He's still got the Pulsar tech, and as far as I know, he completed it. He hasn't really publicly said that he's completed it, or maybe it needs a small tweak on the buy and burn. It's just a routing tweak. He just had the routing, something had to happen, like he had to take in the TitanX or something and use a change of routing. So that's all good. I hope he does something. I hope he's involved. I hope that Brandon from Switch is involved. Because that service would be very, very useful. For Gifford and for Brandon to somewhat get together, but they might be making competing products, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. There's plenty to go around.
Doesn't matter.
People use services when they first find them and they either like them. If they don't like them, they move on to another service. So having the discount bot would be a big one. Whenever DragonX or whenever AutoMax is cheaper on Pulsechain, I don't think it ever will be. The system we're designing here is designed for pumpage. It's very likely that the TitanX built on TitanX coins on Pulsechain will far outperform the ones on Ethereum. So, and that's going to make people not understanding why or how, but they might bridge over rapidly at that point. They'll bridge over and they'll be forced to bridge over, even though the true money might be arbitraging back. But that's going to be too late in the game. I think the bull market's about to hit very hard, very quick, very hard. Anyway, just another ramble. Cheers. Yeah, sounds good. Any step forwards in any degree is good.
So all of that is his speculation about Jake, and then about Pulsar and Switch, mostly because that's how he thinks. And I don't know if any of it is right, but I like putting it into my thinking. This is more relevant in terms of the value proposition, how he thinks I should be talking about value migration from Ethereum to Pulsechain and then Eros. This is him. And it's probably about 5 minutes and then I'll be done.
I think you can feel out these interviewers, because when you go on, you can speak about Pulsechain, you can speak about Bear, Atopa, you can speak about the OA, what leverage there might be there. You can talk about Maria, and perhaps they're all doing the same thing, and Jake might be doing the same thing.
This is fascinating assessment of what Jake, and it's his speculation, his hypothesis, but I think it's grounded in his experience and what we all see. It's good. It's a good sign. It's what Jake and the Maria dev for the Atropa ecosystem and Richard could be doing around the assets that have been accumulating.
Bring their wealth ready for a bull market. Now, that's good news that everyone wants to hear. Whether it's factual or not, we have to wait and see. But that's providing these interviewers with good news. There's a possibility that Jake, Richard, and Maria are all copying each other with storing Ethereum ready for the bull market to come in and buy the assets and pump our bags. And then you could go on to we're going to help TitanX by moving to Pulsechain to get on that leverage. Now, every Pulsechain person is going to be happy to hear about people migrating to Pulsechain. That's what the bridge is for. That's why Richard Hart made the bridge. So that should be all good. And then when they hear we're pairing our assets in LP with theirs, well, that's why Richard did the world's largest airdrop. So you could bring coins from Ethereum over and LP it with other coins. All this is so positive news to any Pulsechain person that's knowledgeable. What I'm really working out in this space, in all of crypto, is people are just not knowledgeable. I have assumptions they are because they do tweets or they go on to interviews and stuff, but really they don't say anything. So when I get into a little bit of a conversation or battle even with people, I'm starting to realize people don't know anything about EVMs or the way it works. So we can have a little bit of authority that we are there to make our own mistakes, babble and baffle and muck around and have fun.
Babble and baffle and muck around. That's part of the reason why, he showed up at the bottom of the market, right? And at first I was like, I don't want to, but I'm paying attention because it's fun. And I see the potential.
We're on a learning adventure because the best time to do that is now. Get educated now. We're moving value to Pulsechain. People should be happy with that on the Pulsechain channel. And then if that flew well, if all that went really well, then you just move on to Eros. I do think we structure the education as in Jake, Richard, and Maria have all done the same tactics. Isn't that funny how they've done that?
Yeah.
Next level up is we're going to migrate over TitanX coins because they've chosen that tactics. We don't want to sit on just Jake's leverage. We want to get all three leverage. So we're going to bridge on over, get Richard's leverage, get Maria's leverage, and get Jake's leverage. Now, if that is explained and you're happy and they're happy and everything's going good, then you say, and the tip of the marketing spear is Eros. We're going to do this trick of instead of having all these separate meme coins, we're going to promote the LP.
See, this is This is part of it that it's had to sink in for me, but I get it now. Especially, I'm going to be sending one of these LP pairs to a friend. I get it now.
Example, TitanX, Eros, you know, Volt, Eros. They might know a few of these names. You can start with TitanX, Eros. Then you could go to Hex, Eros, Atopa, Eros, Bear, Eros, and give some examples. So you've got examples of the TitanX coins, Eros, and you've given them example of their local coins, Eros, and you're just basically saying we're forming a giant big liquidity web because we want to remove supply of TitanX from Ethereum, and we're moving that value over to get new eyeballs, and hopefully you guys buy Eros, and that routes through the TitanX coins, pumping all the coins. It's a win-win for everybody. I think, you know, after a few attempts, I think you're going to really get it understood. And these interviewers, if they understand what you're saying, they're going to be enthralled with it because it is very novel. We're doing a lot of interactivity and actions. So that's all good. I think the interviews, the more you do, the better. And the more you do, you'll get your head wrapped around what they ask you and what people don't understand about it. You know, that will be interesting. But I think have fun with it. You know what I mean? If people ask strict questions, just, you know, enjoy it because it's not life or death. No one's flying a plane here.
It's not life or death. No one's flying a plane here is right. He is taking seriously, though, the fact that this is finance. So he's not playing around, but he's also saying, hey, let's have some fun with this, which is my attitude.
In the back, you know. In regards to AwesomeX, no, I didn't buy any. I've never bought AwesomeX.
So I was asking, how did AwesomeX pump, right? And because it was, you know, and just because I saw some bridging over and then I saw a pump and I'm like, what's going on? Who's?
It is coincidental. We started moving it over. That is coincidental. And what you find on blockchains, right, is there's wallet watchers or there's bots, right? They are arbitration bots. And when these bots or even wallet watchers or coin watchers, right, they don't read white papers, they just watch for unusual activity on chain. Now, having a small coin like AwesomeX that's down so much, do a strange activity. Now, the strange activity was moving portions of it over to Pulsechain might have triggered a bot, right? It might have triggered a human that went, something weird's going on here, I better get some, and it pumped. Now, the only contact I've had with Dave about that issue is I did a tweet. I did 2 or 3 tweets saying, look, you know, we've been doing this, and 2 days before AwesomeX took off, we bridged it over. Actually, I think it was Rich did. Rich bridged it over, and 2 days later it pumped. Now, Dave from AwesomeX was liking and retweeting these comments, so he was not against the idea. Dave is also in the Zara revival, and he's reading all of them. You know, like I said, I can go down to my latest ones that I've written there.
All right.
Click and see Eddie.
All right. That's enough of Peter for today. Okay. Let me just, I'm going to go carve some wood right now. Okay. I'm not working on any of these. I'm working on some new pieces. I'm actually working, what am I working on? Shrey. I've got a piece for, yeah, where is that? I've got House of Warlords piece that I've like just started. And then, and that just happened just because, I don't know, Shrey inspired me to start something fresh. I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, swords and a skull or something, or no, a devil, swords, and then fire. And then I'm also working on the Ascendant Totem and Ouroboros. So yeah, okay. So I think we're almost done with this. How do I get rid of this? Okay. Next up, short and sweet with Rich Landon on Thursday. I think we're going to pre-record something. I'm going to play that and then I'm going to talk about what I'm learning from watching Rich, right? So this is truly in the trenches of building LP. I've never done this before, right? But that doesn't mean I'm going to do it in a way that sets it up so that the LPs that I'm in, I can always get out of in a responsible way in coins that I want to be holding, right? So TitanX, Pulsechain, DragonX, Pulsechain, DragonX Bear, Lotus, TitanX. Lotus and Eden is a we're going to revive those by it's going to be very limited supply, both on Ethereum and on Pulsechain, and we're going to find a way to revive Lotus and Eden. All right, peace out, y'all. Oh wait, Rich, enjoy BPDI gains. I take it. Yeah, man, all that good stuff. Okay, so Thursday, I think Thursday sometime I'll stream with Rich, and I'll send it out. And pardon me. And then Thursday evening, I'm going to be meeting with Maya. Right, with Maya, I'm going to share with her. We're going to talk about the Ascendant protocol. I'm going to share with her an Ascendant NFT. Right. Yeah. Peace out, y'all. Hope you're well. Let's kill it together.